Was Splash and the Soldier the Game Spitter, is that snitching what the statement Lil Reese gave? Street politic wise? Yeah, you can say yeah. American citizen wise? You can say no. But Lil Reese fall under, of course, the street politics. Why can you say that's snitching? Or somebody could put that jacket, or you can have people saying you told. Because he was talking about a drug deal. And you know, a lot of people would say, well, Illinois, that's a recreational and a medical state. But you got to understand, he wasn't talking about no dispensaries. He was talking about one of the guys that pulled up, he was copping from them. There wasn't no medical or no recreational type of situation. You don't have to direct or get directions to get that stuff when you can just Google where the dispensary's at and you can go straight there. So if they didn't have a medical license or a recreational license or whatever type of card or certification you got to have to sell marijuana in the state of Illinois, that's snitching. Now, if it wasn't, you could say that's snitching, right? But if it wasn't no street transaction and they did have a medical card or a medical license or whatever kind of certification you need, then now they weren't snitching. He was just telling the story how it is. That's if they got the right and they're allowed to sell marijuana and deliver marijuana. That's if that's the case. But Lil Reese, he probably said that because, you know, he got grazed in the eye, he got beat, so he ain't thinking right. And he was thinking and trying to say the best thing he could say to the police real quick, give a statement real quick, which he ain't had to say nothing. You know what I'm saying? He could have just kept quiet, but he trying to avoid jail time. He trying to avoid not getting caught up in that theft situation with that Durango. He's trying to make it seem like when Buddy came looking for his car, he got involved in it by mistaken identity. Like he ain't had nothing to do with the situation. He was just at the wrong place at the wrong time. Or he was at the right place at the wrong time. However he trying to make it go. However he trying to put it. Because, you know, probably the other members that was with Lil Reese or the ones he said came to serve him some marijuana or he was trying to get some marijuana, they'll probably take the rap or run with that story saying Lil Reese ain't had nothing to do with it to protect Lil Reese because he's the breadwinner of the situation. So they'll run with the story. So that's why he'll run with that. Because, you know, they probably trying to cover up the story like, you know, they could have been trying to do a drill and, you know, they ain't, of course they can't say that. Or they were just trying to joyride or who knows. Like, they're probably finna take it to the chop shop. If it's some chop shops left in Illinois, who knows? And it could be true. Like, it could be that he wasn't with them when they took the Durango. They just came, pulled up on him. And he was just gonna get in the car. They were gonna go to a dispensary, go get some gas. It could be true, but not the whole truth, which he shouldn't tell the whole truth to the, you know what I'm saying, authorities. But he could have not said nothing and just remained silent. But he didn't want to get put in handcuffs. Like, he don't want to go to jail. He's trying to avoid being the victim and going to jail. Being the victim and being a suspect. That's all they did there. But yes, a lot of street guys, a lot of street politics, they gonna say, yeah, you told. It's gonna be half and half, 50-50. Some people gonna be saying, how's that snitching? And some people gonna be saying, they're snitching. It is what it is on that. That's what they gonna say. Especially your enemies, especially who you gonna fall out with in the future or present. They gonna say that on you. They gonna say, you got beat up twice, shot twice, and you told. Expect to hear that, Reese. Expect to hear that when you heal up. You know how it is. Now with 6ix9ine on the other hand, a lot of stuff he say very disrespectful, but a lot of stuff he be saying makes sense. Like, for one, like the GoFundMe for the car, that was disrespectful. That one, you know, Lil Reese don't need no money for to get no car, but you know, that's marketing. That's make people, you know, talk about him, get headlines on social media, right? But with the how you get shot, how you getting hurt before Quando, that makes sense. When you're talking about they world, when you're talking about the streets, you're talking about drilling and all the stuff they be talking about, all the violence they talk about. Like, how's y'all taking L's back to back? Either you dying or you getting shot or beat up. And when I say L, how y'all taking L's back to back, I mean anybody in OTF or like from that side that got an issue with Quando or don't like Quando. But what 6ix9ine our understanding is, you're gonna take L's when you're still in the field. You're gonna keep taking L's and you're gonna win sometimes when you're still in the field. when you still got both foot in the streets, or one foot in the streets and one foot in the studio. Now, they don't take nothing from Reese, my opinion. He just got the bad end of the stick again, and everybody can see it. But when he don't get the bad end of the stick, we don't see that. That's all it is. It's when he become a victim, you see that, because it's gonna get the news coverage. It's gonna get social media coverage. But when he out here doing his thing, when he stepping on stuff or getting stuff handled, you can't see that because he'll go to jail. So yeah, he got jumped twice. Yeah, he got shot twice, grazed once, shot once. Yeah, but what about all the times where he didn't lose, where he won, where he dropped the bag on somebody's head and he got him out of here, or whatever kind of business he handled. Yeah, he could have took them 3 losses right there, or them 4 losses right there, but he could be still up 5 or 6. It could be 6-4. It could be like an NFL season, like an NFL team that just made wild card spot. He could be 10-6, 10 wins, 6 losses. Or he could be tied 8-8. Won 8 games, lost 8 games. Won 8 battles in the streets, lost 8 battles in the streets. Understand that, man. So we don't get to see the wins. Only time you get to see the wins is when they get locked up and they beat the charge, or word of mouth in the streets type, and it just get put out there like that. So you got to understand that though. And you know, that be the problem with social media and YouTube. Like, just because he get beat up or he get shot up and stuff like that, that don't mean that they're not like that. That don't mean that they ain't put in the same kind of pain. It was a situation where the other side got hit up and they got beat up, they got robbed, they got ran down on. So it go both ways. There's nobody in the history of life, and they be in war for decades straight, and they just win all the time. They take no losses. There's nobody like that in the history. There's no way that can ever happen. Nah, the hardest people got stabbed up. The hardest people that got molested. The hardest people that got gunned down. The hardest people in the wheelchair, yeah, they got war stories. The hardest and toughest dudes, they was victims first. That's why they became like that. That's why they can fight so good, because they got victimized one time and they don't want to go through that no more. That's why they so vicious in the streets, because they was a victim. They got robbed before. A lot of stuff that happened to them before. Ain't nobody just flawless victory. Come on now. And that's what social media and YouTube, and the people on YouTube and people on IG and Facebook and all that stuff, that's what people think it's supposed to, how it's supposed to go. No, ain't no way you can be flawless victory. The devil, Satan, not even flawless victory. He lost to God. He got sent down. He got kicked out. That was a loss. You lost. He had to start his own army. That mean he lost that one. If he got kicked out, that mean you lost. Ain't no flawless victory. Come on, man. What we talking about? Of course 6ix9ine love this. This is what he feed off of. This is what he love. When examples like this happen or keep happening, he's showing the world like, look, the hard guys, all the real guys, they become victims before me. They become victims before the people who they say they trying to get. But just like when the dude stood over Reese, and he threw his setup over Reese, saying you stole my car, it's a lot of mamas on their side that cried. Just like it's a lot of mamas on Reese and them side, the BD side, they didn't cry. It's not just one way. The devil not like that. The devil not stingy with the ball. He gonna share the ball. Yeah, the GDs might get 2 summers. The BDs might get 3 summers. Or they might share. The GDs get the wintertime, the BDs get the summertime, vice versa. But nah, if the BDs just get 10 summers straight or just slaughtering, no. GDs get 10 summers straight just slaughtering, no. When the GDs was into it with the MCs, nah, it just wasn't one way. MCs, they done knocked some of the GD members down. GDs done knocked a lot of MC members down. They both felt the pain. They both felt them shells. Same thing on the West Coast, Bloods and Crips, Mexicans versus blacks. It don't matter what war, whites versus black, yeah, both gonna feel the pain. Everybody gonna take L's, man. Even if you're on the righteous side, God, he shared the ball. Yeah, Chicago Bulls won a lot of championships, but they ain't win them all. It was one point where Jordan lost. You lost. It was one point Tiger Woods played in the championship and he lost. It was one point Tom Brady go to the Super Bowl. You lost. You ain't gonna win them all. It was one point Mike Tyson fought. He lost. You're gonna share the ball. If you don't lose in that, like Floyd Mayweather, he lost in boxing, but you're losing other stuff. Kids flip on you. Family members pass away. You get sued, you lose. So it don't matter if you're righteous or evil. The higher powers, they're going to share the ball. You're not going to win forever. It don't matter if you invest in it. Some stuff you're going to invest in is going to take you over the top. You're going to win. Other stuff you're going to lose. The stuff Bill Gates invest in, he lose. It's stuff Jeff Bezos invest in, he lose. Understand? It's stuff Money Man and Bandman Kevo, they try to invest in and try out, and they lose. They lose money. You ain't here full-blooded from the Gert Town. He say, I'm a lover and a fighter and an executioner. Lucky mother and a loser. Understand that, man? We lucky and we lose. So with Lil Reese, I hope you learned from the situation. It wasn't a loss. This was a lesson. You got to learn from the lesson. Shake back. It's another war wound, a war story you can add to your story. You still can walk. You still can talk. Hope they can save your eye. And get back to the studio. If you're going to leave Chicago, that's the move you need to make. That's the best move. If you're going to stay, then you got to figure out the smartest way. Then you got to figure out the smartest way to move around. But it's going to be real dangerous. But, you know, you're a grown man. Can't tell you what to do. Only can give you options. But that's my take on Lil Reese giving a statement to the police. Y'all hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, man. Tell me how y'all feel in the comments, man. Come.